So I'm a little sick right now. It's kind of hard to hear me. Sorry about that. But I've been really thinking about really getting caught up on more of our vlogging because, I mean, y'all seem really interested in us, and I mean, why not, really? I mean, we don't really care if we, show you about our everyday lives. I mean, it might still be like here and there, but I think I'm gonna at least try to make it more often. I know Dana talks about it sometimes too, but sometimes it's just, we work so much. I get one weekend off a month, and I just had it off. And literally all me and Dana did, Dana worked. We didn't have the same weekend off. So literally all I did was catch up on sleep. I did go to our friend's house on Saturday, and Dana came with me after I picked her up from work. But our shifts are so weird. Like, I work third shift. So, I mean, I could vlog during the day, but she works 11 to 7, 11 in the morning to 7 in the evening. That's like the worst shift ever. Starts halfway through the day, and then, 7 o'clock at night, and then she's tired most of the time because we get up at like 9:30, and then we leave here by 10:30 to take her to work. And then there's me. I work 11 to 7, but I work 11 at night to 7 in the morning. And for the most part, I can get back up. At work, we're technically allowed to take like a nap because I work it's like for special needs kids. I'm not going to say all the hairy details, but it's like a group home, but there's only like 6 kids there. They're not really even kids, but we call them kids. But I get there at 11, and they're all in bed. They go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock, and I like meal prep for breakfast, like whatever they're having. Like, I'll go ahead and pre-scramble the eggs, or like if it's pancakes, pre-do like not mix it like with the water, but like get the measurements out. That way when we get them up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, because during the week they go to like a workshop that teaches them life skills. But on the weekends they don't do that, so we don't have to get them up so early, but we still get them up at 4. It's not much of a difference, but they're not really any difference. But we have to get them up that early because the next shift starts at 7, and they get a shower in the morning. So we have to get them and shower them and put them in clothes and feed them most of the time, except on the weekends. Sometimes the other shift can cook, but most of the time I cook because I like to cook, and I know I cook well, and I know that they'll like what I cook because I know some of them are kind of picky. So yeah, usually when I get off work, I can either come home and take a nap till I have to take Dana to work. Unless she's off, then we'll sleep in a little bit longer. And then we try to do, some stuff. I'm sorry, our room is a mess. It is a very big mess. It's very hard, like I said, because we're always working. I just cleaned the room on Thursday, and it's really not that bad. It's just laundry needs to be done. We are the worst for laundry. We can do it, but putting it away, hell no. I mean, we can try. Sure can. I hung up a lot of it on Thursday, but then I don't know how we accumulate so many clothes in such little time. I don't know. Most of it's towels, and that's because we use our towels, like, you use your towel a couple times over, but we haven't done towels in so long that they've, like, gathered up. And then sheets. I got us new sheets, though, that I'm going to put on the bed, but I'm going to wash them first, that way they smell good. I love for our bed sheets to smell so good, like the laundry detergent. But I'm gonna get ready right now. I'm gonna start some laundry. I'm gonna run to Walmart real quick. I'm gonna get a lamp, because the way our lights are in this room, like, that's our only light. That's it. There's not a light over. There's a fan over there, and then over here there's not another light. There's just that window, and that window barely lets off any light. So I'm gonna get a lamp, kind of like the ones that me and Amber Lynn used to have. It's like the floor lamp, and it has the little side lamp on the side. And I was thinking about putting it right here, like right, you see where the fan is, behind the fan. That way when one of us is sitting at that desk, there's a light right over the desk, or it can just be on, and it can put more light over here, because it's dark on my side. I mean, those lights will get so hot too. That's why this fan's always going. The fan over there is never really going. because we just never think about it. There's actually our closet thing right there, and there's a balcony right out there. But it's very hard to open it all the time because that closet thing is right there. But I thought I would try and vlog a little bit more, see if Dana wants to add before I upload. I know you guys like seeing us, like I said, so I'm gonna try a little bit harder. But like I said, it's hard for us because we work so much. I mean, like I said, we both get one weekend off a month. Most of the time it's not together because she works at the main facility, and like I said, I work at a group home. So, but we work at the same place. And I think we're going to start requesting the same weekend off together, because you can request when you want your weekend off. And since we work at different facilities, it's not like one would need us and one wouldn't. Like, we could request the same weekend off. I think we're going to start doing that, because usually we did have the same weekends off, because usually when you don't ask for a certain one off, you get the first one of the month off. But my schedule got all screwed up, and she got the first one of the month off, and I got the last one of the month off. So I think we're going to start asking for the same weekends off. That way, you know, we have some time together. Most of the time, like I said, I work 11 to 7, and I can go get her from work at 7, and then we have till I leave here about 10:30 at night to go to work. So we get that little bit of time together. I mean, we could wake up earlier, but I mean, we stay up kind of late. Like, I was off this weekend, so we stayed up kind of late last night. So, but I'm gonna get ready, and I'll see y'all in the car. Okay, guys, so like I said, I'm on my way to Walmart. I told you I'd see you in the car. Sorry, it's kind of a weird angle. I don't have the greatest mount thing for my phone. Since the last time we vlogged, though, I did get a new phone. I had the iPhone 8, just the regular 8, not the Plus. And now I have the iPhone XR. I have the blue one. It's really nice. I definitely would recommend it. Dana's on the edge of wanting. She dropped her phone in the toilet a couple months ago. She had the Google Pixel, which y'all know it was a good phone, but she dropped it in the toilet. It's not waterproof. And it would turn itself on and off until it died. And we kept it in rice for literally 2 weeks because my dad's girlfriend had an iPhone. It's a 6 Plus. I don't know if it's a 6S or the 6. I don't know. It was a 6 Plus though, and she used it for those 2 weeks, and then when we took it out of the rice, it didn't want to work. But we still have it. But her upgrade is coming up this month, and she's on the fence about getting the Google Pixel 3 because she really likes that phone. The camera quality on those phones is so great. But now that the iPhone has upgraded its camera, there's only like a 0.4 difference, I think, like in the megabytes or the megapixels or whatever you call it. There's only like a 0.4 difference between the iPhone camera and that camera. And I know that might make a difference, but when we watched a YouTube video of this guy recording with it, you sound like 10 miles away when you record with the Google Pixel 3, whereas with the iPhone, you sound like you're right here. I don't know if you guys noticed that at all when she was filming with her regular Google Pixel. I don't know. I don't remember noticing it. But you could definitely tell in that guy's video. So she's on the fence about that. That's why we were going to get our upgrades at the same time. And she was like, you just go ahead and get your iPhone, and then I'll see if I like the iPhone more. And she played with the Google Pixel 3 when we went in there and was looking. And she's kind of on the fence about it, but I think she's going to lean towards more of the iPhone just because she said she likes iMessage. I mean, who doesn't love iMessage? You can see when someone read your message if they have that on. But, you know, we always have ours on. Like I said, I'm going to Walmart, and I'm going to get a lamp. Probably end up with something else because it's damn Walmart. You know, you never can go in for just one thing. I won't vlog in Walmart. I'm awkward. I'm not just gonna whip out my phone and vlog. I'm not there yet with my confidence, but maybe soon. I doubt it though. Plus, a lot of people get in trouble for recording in Walmart. I mean, and plus people will be looking at you while you're talking, and I don't want anyone to be like, don't record me, man. Like I said, I'm just getting that lamp. Probably end up with something else. I started some laundry before I left because that has to be done today. because Dana needs scrubs. We have to wear scrubs to work, even though she doesn't even do like what I do. She works in the kitchen. She has to wear scrubs. I was hoping that they would just let her wear, you know, like maybe not jeans, but like work pants, you know, like, you know, some kind of different uniform than me, but she has to wear scrubs. So it was really hard to find scrubs for her that were like comfortable enough, you know, because she moves around a lot during the day, and it can't be like, you know, just fit. Like, I mean, and it's hard. Scrubs run so small. Like, I'm only like a large, extra large in normal clothes, okay? And I wear like a 2X in scrubs because I don't know why. Scrubs must have changed, because when I wore scrubs at the nursing home I used to work at, I only wore a large. I didn't even wear an extra large. I wore a large. And like, I didn't gain that much weight between then and now. Just scrubs run smaller. It's weird. And when I got some scrub tops at Goodwill not too long ago, and they're 2X, and they are so big on me. That's why I said I think scrubs, like the way they make them, has really changed, because I feel like I could wear at the very least an extra large in that 2X scrub top that I have, because it's so big on me. And that's just how some of them are. Like, some of them are really big, and then some of them it's like, is this really that? Because it doesn't fit. But we finally found, actually, at Dirt Cheap. I mean, because scrubs can be really expensive, so we were looking, you know, in kind of cheaper places. And we were actually at Dirt Cheap for something else, and I was just looking casually at their t-shirts, and they had, like, it looks like someone had a warehouse full of, like, hospital scrubs, and, like, they donated them or whatever, however you do it, for Dirt Cheap. And we found Dana a bunch of scrub tops, and then not too long after that, I went to Goodwill and was looking for me some, and someone had donated ones with still tags on them that were Dana's size, and, I mean, and she loves them. She has worn them out, though. Like, one we've already had to throw away because she ripped the pocket off of it. But like I said, it's so hard to find scrubs for her that aren't, like, outrageously priced, because, like I said, she wears them out so easy. I mean, I understand if I spent a little bit more money on them, maybe they wouldn't, but she does kitchen work. She works with bleach all the time, you know, like, they're gonna get ripped up, they're gonna get stained. Like, I have bleach stains on some of mine. It's like, you don't want to spend too much money on something that's literally could get messed up that easily. Like, I know last month I bought a scrub top from Walmart, which I hate buying the scrub tops at Walmart because they're $16. That's ridiculous for a scrub top. I understand, you know, that it might be a little bit better quality and it might last a little bit longer, but not when I know for a fact that, you know, what I deal with is disgusting. You know, I assist them with bathing and changings and all that, and I don't want anything to get that messed up when I spent that much on something. So I have a lot of Goodwill scrubs. My pants, it's very hard to find pants for me because I'm so short, and I don't like to wear my pants up to my belly button. I'm just one of those people. I can't get used to the feeling of it. I've tried. I really have. I've tried just to make things fit a little bit better, but it doesn't work out for me that way. So when I get pants, I usually try to aim for petite ones, but most of the time you can't find petite ones. They don't fit me anyway, because like I said, I don't wear them to my belly button. Even when I do wear them to my belly button, they're still just a little too long, because I am so short. I'm only 5 feet tall. So when I get them, my dad's girlfriend we get this no-sew hem, and it's just, she cuts them to where she needs to and leaves like this much of a lip, and then you iron it in, and it hems them for you. And it's so great. I love it so much, because, you know, I've been short all my life, obviously, and I had never known about that till I started wearing scrubs all the time, and she told me about it, and I was like, I wish I would have known this when I was wearing jeans. I haven't really worn jeans though since like high school, like a lot. I have a couple pairs of jeans that I got when me and Amberlynn were still together that I used to wear because we could wear jeans to work at our old job. And even then, I didn't wear them that much. I mean, because jeans, they're not comfortable, y'all. I mean, you can even get some that say that they're comfortable, but it's still just such a hassle. Like, buttoning pants, like, I know that makes me sound kind of weird, but Dana actually got, at Walmart, they have a new plus size brand, and I loved those pants. Like, they're so soft and they're so comfortable. And Dana I let her get a couple pairs of them, you know, like, I was like, Dana, you need better, like jeggings or whatever they're called. And I said, get some. I mean, they're like $15 a piece. It's really not that bad for the quality of them. And she loves them. And I was like, you know what? Because I can wear jeans on Fridays, but I'm not going to wear like jeans because, I have to move around a lot. I said, I really want a pair of them. And I got them. And I can wear those on my belly button. But like real jeans, no, probably not. But they were so comfortable. I kind of wear them all the time, actually. And I love them. And they're where there's, like, when I wore skinny jeans in high school, you didn't have to worry about, like, the length because, it looked cool for it to be kind of bunched up at the bottom. And mine, for the most part, really weren't. I think I had my mom hem some of mine. I had Levi's. And, those were really nice jeans. And I really liked the way that they fit. Hey guys, so I just got out of Walmart. I got the lamp. I got 2 laundry baskets. One, I just got like the cheaper ones. It'll just help me like to better, because our room is the only thing that's upstairs. And it'll just help instead of we have a really big laundry basket and it's on wheels. And it's so hard to take up and down the stairs because one of the wheels broke off the other day, but it still has a wheel on it. It was like double wheeled on both sides. And it's just so hard to take up and down the stairs, so I figured that we don't need to tote that big one up and down anyway, that if we got a smaller one, we could just take up what's dry, fold it and get it put away and take it back down. And I got 2 of the plastic ones, and I got a spiral one that's one of those mesh pop-up ones with a lid. That way it's easier too. Like, whichever one helps. I mean, they weren't that expensive, so it's not that big a deal. Sorry, I have to pick up burp things. I don't know why. Probably because I drink coffee. And I got... Our sheets keep coming off the bed super easy, and when I put these new sheets on, I don't really want them to keep coming off like that. So I got the little sheet keeper things that keep them where they're supposed to be. And I got some push pins because when I told Dana I went to Walmart, she said, well, if you're getting a lamp, then I want some tacks to move the Christmas lights around. So she's going to do that. And I got light bulbs. That's all I got at Walmart. Just stuff that we needed. These lamps are really neat if y'all want one. They're 6 feet high. And it's got the little one that comes out the side. And it's, obviously a floor lamp, so it goes all the way up. And they're only like $11. If you want one with just the floor lamp and not the one on the side, it's only $7. It's really not bad for a lamp like this because it works really good. I loved when we had them when me and Amberlyn moved into that first apartment together because there was no lights in the rooms, like none. Like the only room that had lights in it were the rooms. I mean, it was the bathrooms and the kitchen and the living. I don't even think the living room had like an actual light in it. I think that was just kind of from the kitchen. So when we moved in, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they didn't because when I toured an apartment, it wasn't that one. And I saw the light switches on the wall and I didn't think, to look up. And so when we moved in, we were in the dark for the first couple of days because we didn't have lamps. And then we got some lamps and it was a whole lot better. And it stayed hot in that room too, so we had to get a fan. But like I said, me and Dana's room, there's just that one strip of lights right there in the middle of the room, and I hate keeping those lights on because they're like those special kind of light bulbs that they give off heat basically, and it gets so hot in our room so fast when they're on all the time. So I figured if one of us is just on one side of the room, that lamp would be like okay. That's why I think Dana's going to move all the Christmas lights to her side. There's more light on her side. I don't really see how there is because they're, like I said, they're in the middle of the room. But there's just, it seems brighter over there than on my side. I don't know why. Another thing I hate about our room is that it comes like this. The ceilings are like that. And I got Dana this really cool vanity for Christmas. It's supposed to hang on the wall. I got it because we don't have a lot of space up there, and this was supposed to kind of save space. And I thought we could fit it like where our closet thing is, our rack thing or whatever you want to call it. It's like flat walls. But there's literally nowhere else to move that rack thing. Nowhere. like nowhere that it would look okay, because if we moved it to like where her vanity is now, it would look awful. Like it would look awful. It would just look so weird, and it'd be more in the way than it is now. So we thought we could fit it there, but if we put it there, then we can't go to the other side, and if we turn it the other way, then we can't get out the balcony, in case there's like a fire or whatever. So it's kind of sitting on the floor. My mom told me to put it on like a desk or something, that way it's up off the ground and she could use it a little bit better. But our ceiling, like I said, is like this, so you can't really put it up any higher. We could put it up like maybe this much higher, and it probably would, it still might even then touch the ceiling. But so right now it's just kind of on the floor, and she likes it as long as she can use, like, we put my desk on that side too, that way we can use the computer chair and she just goes back and forth, or that way we can just move it back and forth. I'm still missing a box of my stuff though, since we moved, and it has my computer stuff, and it has like the keyboard, the mouse, and the power plug. So I've been able to use my computer since we moved. I don't know where that box went. I hope it didn't get thrown away, but it's most likely my grandma probably accidentally took it when she was packing up her boxes. So, or it's just lost in oblivion. And Dana's kind of mad about it because that box also had all her wax melts in it. That's literally all it's in it, is my computer stuff and her wax melts. And she had a very large collection of wax melts, so I can see why she's mad about it, because she is like a wax melt aholic. Like, she loves them so much, and I feel like every time we go to Walmart we get some. I don't really care. As long as I like the smell, I don't care. And usually I'm there when she's getting them, so I smell them with her. So our room always smells pretty good. Right now it smells like menthol, because I have like one of those steam inhaler things, and I've been doing it a lot because I'm sick. And then we've been putting vapor rub in our wax melt things. That way it just helps you breathe better. It helps my cough not be so bad. Usually we try to mix it with like either eucalyptus or some kind of minty, kind of aromatherapy smell type of wax melt, but I haven't been able to find any. I didn't really look at Walmart just then, but I was looking at the dollar store earlier after I dropped Dana off, and I couldn't find any. And because anything else, it probably wouldn't smell that good. Like, if I mixed it with just whatever we already have, it probably wouldn't smell that good. Dana actually texted me and said that when I pick her up from work that she wants me to take her to Walmart, but I can't go inside, so she's probably going to get my Valentine's Day presents. I already have all of her stuff done. Our anniversary is the day before Valentine's Day. I already have I've been working on our stuff for our anniversary though since November, because the present I ordered off Amazon, I thought, I have Amazon Prime, so I was like, okay, it'll be here in 2 days. And I just went ahead and ordered it, not paying attention, because I just assume everything's going to come in 2 days from Amazon. And this joker was coming from freaking, I think, China. I don't think it was Korea, but China. And it said estimated delivery date would be like, it was going to be like the end of January. And I was like, oh my God, good thing I ordered it now, because, that was the only one that popped up at the time. And it came actually like early January. It came pretty soon, a lot sooner than it was supposed to. I just saw my dad. I don't know where he's going. So yeah, it came really early. I would tell you guys what it is, but I think she's gonna watch this when I get home, so I can't really tell you. But you'll see it. You'll see it. We're gonna do our anniversary stuff the 8th. It's the weekend of the 8th, because the day of our anniversary is like on a Wednesday. We get our schedule a month in advance, and she has it off. I didn't ask for our anniversary off, because like I said, we get a weekend off a month, and we requested that weekend and the Friday of that weekend. So we're gonna have a 3-day weekend for our anniversary. She has her anniversary off. I don't know yet. My supervisor's kind of slow with getting our schedule out, just because she has so many people, and it's not just there's 2 group homes and then the facility, and she's got to make a schedule between all 3 of those. Sorry about that. My dad called me. He was just asking where I went. I told him I went to Walmart, obviously. He's going to do business. He has his own business, so he's going to do his business. What was I saying though? I don't even remember now. But like I said, I don't have my month schedule yet. But I like that they give us our schedule a month in advance, because then you can like plan out your stuff for the month like around what you work. It's so convenient. This is the only job that I've ever been like that. Or like at the job that me and Dana met at, that me and Amberlynn worked, your schedule never changed. It was Monday through Friday, hour to whatever hour. It never changed. There was, unless like a holiday was coming up, sometimes we'd get that holiday off. It just depended on the holiday. I really like this job. It pays pretty decently. Starting out especially, it does. Like I said, we just get 1 weekend off a month though, so it kind of sucks for that part. But I mean, nowadays you really can't expect to work like a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job. You just can't. Like, I hate how so many people are like that. Like, they just expect to get weekends off. Like, you're not gonna get the weekend off, dude. I never expect to get a weekend off. Not just because of this job now, but ever. I mean, like, you just can't expect that anymore. Like, most places are open on the weekends. I mean, my sister was pretty lucky to get her job. She works basically 9 to 5, 8 to 5, and they work one Saturday out of the month. Like, other than that, they have weekends off, and she gets every other Friday off. She was really lucky to get that. She really was. She lucked out. But for the most part, you can't expect to have every weekend off. You just can't nowadays. It's just the way things are, and I hate when people make a big deal about, oh, well, I don't want to work that because, you know, I like my weekends off. And, you know, I don't mind having my weekends off either, but, I mean, a job is a job, and you might as well be grateful that you have one. I mean, you know, you have to make money, you have to pay your bills, and I'm not going to sit there and mess around with my bills just because I want a weekend off. So, I love my job, though. Love it so much. Dana wishes she could be doing something else, but she does like her job. She likes the people she works with, too. She really wants to get into, right now she's thinking about, you know, like, we just moved to Florida. She moved to Florida a little bit later than I did, so you can't, you know, like college stuff, you have to wait. I think it's a year before you pay out-of-state tuition or not. And she really is thinking about doing some online college and maybe getting into some graphic design. I like what I do. School is not for me, y'all. It's not. I'm not gonna try to go to college or anything like that. I like my job. It makes really good money. It pays my bills, and I have extra money. Like, that's all I need in life. I'm not trying to make like this outrageous amount of money and live in like a big fancy house or anything. I'm pretty simple. I want, you know, a simple house, you know, simple bills, which I have pretty average bills. There's nothing that I pay that isn't what like usually everyone else pays. You know, I don't pay rent or anything because we live with my dad right now, but eventually we'll have rent, you know, electric, you know, utility stuff, car bill, car insurance, you know, your phone bill, and like your cable and internet. That's all I care about in life, is having those simple bills and a simple little house. I'm not trying to get a big house. Upkeep, no, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a very good cleaner. I'm not. I can be very lazy and very messy, so therefore a big house would not be something for me. Me and Dana have talked about it a lot, that we just want a simple, big enough for us house. You know, big enough for us as in, I think we really want to look at like 3-bedroom places, because, you know, a room for us, and then eventually when we want kids, you know, 2, a bedroom apiece. You know, I don't know how many kids we're going to actually have, but, you know, just simple. I just want to live a simple life. I don't want anything too fancy, and I'm happy with what I've got so far. We're living with my dad right now. We moved to Florida, or should I say, I moved to Florida first. I don't know if this has ever really been explained. I know that we explained that I was moving there, but me and Dana lost our jobs because they tried to tell us, like, the way the absences worked at this job was you get so many absences in a year's time. That's fine. You know, and we try not to miss as much. You need as much money as you can get. You don't need to miss that much. But one of their rules, I never heard of it at any other place. If you create a pattern with another employee, on missing with them, you can get terminated for it. Not just terminated, but, you know, written up, whatever, or terminated. Well, me and Dana got the stomach bug. And then it snowed. So when we got the stomach bug, we actually went to the hospital for the stomach bug because, I mean, it was so bad. So bad. Like, couldn't keep anything down, couldn't stop getting on the toilet. So we went to the hospital and got some fluids ran because we were so dehydrated. Like, I was drinking Gatorade out the wazoo. I was drinking water, just trying to keep it up. But we were just so, that we just went to the hospital. And, you know, we had to miss. We both had it at the same time because we lived together. I mean, what do you expect? So, but we brought a doctor's note in so it wouldn't count against us, and it didn't. They said it didn't, at least. Then it snowed, like I said. We live in the same house. We live in the same area. And there was no getting around it. And that was supposed to be excused too. Well, then I got a really bad UTI. I mean, it was god awful. It was like the worst one I had. It was the last one I had too, though. But I hated it. I was in so much pain. I was taking some Azo, but I was at the point where I was like, you know what? I need to go to the hospital because it hurt so bad. And I actually had my mammy meet up with me. And Dana was like, I want to be there for you, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, why not? I was already having to call in. It's not that big a deal if you did too. Because that was like the only times we missed. I missed one more day than her, technically, on absences. But that's because that's when my mom had her mastectomy. So those were our only absences, though. And like I said, those first two were supposed to be excused. And then I brought my doctor's note in for my UTI one. So it was supposed to be excused. Well, I bring the doctor's note in. Dana just calls in, so she doesn't bring a note in, obviously. So that's 3 times that we missed together, but they were supposed to be. 2 of those were supposed to be excused. 1 was not. Not for her, at least. We had, I think, like a day or 2 off, just like our normal days off. And one of those days is the day I shaved my head. I remember that because we weren't at work for that. But the next day we had to go into work. No big deal. Hi, puppy. My dog's in the window watching me like, hello, are you gonna come inside? The next day we go into work and I'm all shaved headed and I'm wearing a beanie. We were allowed to wear hats in there. It was just a call center. They didn't really care about dress code. We go in and there's not a lot of people there because I think it was a Friday and there's not a lot of people in there on Friday. A lot of people asked for it off. And we got in there and started working, you know, right off the bat. Or my computer was giving me some issues and I moved and then it was fine. And then I literally had taken just a couple calls and this woman that I had never talked to before came up to me, and she had already came up to Dana, I guess, and she was like, you can't be here. Did no one call you? And I was like, what? You know, nobody had called me. I didn't like ignore their call or anything. I never got a call. It might have been because I was at my mom's. My mom has the shittiest cell service ever. So I was like, what's the problem? And she was like, you guys can't come back until someone gives you a call and says that you can. And I was like, why? And she was like, you just have to wait for the call. Like, she wouldn't tell us anything else. And I was like, okay, whatever. So when we go to leave, I tried to call. At the time, we were through a different agency, not just through the actual work site. Like, it was through an agency. And I tried to call her and tried. And I was like, you know, I think I'm losing my job here. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was like to do with the agency. Because at the time, you're like with the agency for the first 90 days and then you transfer to the actual company at the job site. And I was thinking maybe there was just something wrong with me transferring. Like maybe you're supposed to turn in your birth certificate, and I thought maybe like it got messed up because I could only email her a picture of it because my dad had it. And I didn't keep up with trying to get it actually mailed and give like an actual copy. And I was like, okay, well, maybe that's what it is. So it's a Friday, like I said, and we went into work at 3 o'clock. And I guess their offices had already closed because I called and no one would answer. So I was like, okay, whatever. You know, what can I do? got the weekend off, obviously, because I couldn't come back till they called. Waited for her to call all day. She never called. The weekend went by. We moved into Erica's that weekend. We had already been planning on moving into Erica's because we had planned on moving to Florida in August, and we were going to move into Erica's to save money up to move to Florida because we were planning on moving to Florida then. Monday came and she called and she said, you guys created a pattern missing together. And I was like, how? You know? And she said, she named the dates, and I was like, those were supposed to be excused though. And she was like, they were excused, but they still counted as absences. And I was like, okay, we were sick. I was sick for the most part, you know, one of those times. 2 of those times. And then I was like, and we had snow. Like, what do you expect us to do? We live in the same house. They knew we were together. They did. Our supervisors knew. The lady that I was on the phone with, they knew we were together. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? One go and not the other? Obviously, neither of us could go. That doesn't make any sense to me. And she was like, I'm not going to really believe that you guys were both sick at the same time. And I was like, how would you not believe that we're both sick at the same time? We live together. We are together. We kiss. We hug. It just wasn't making any sense to me. Like, I get that the pattern thing was like a policy, but that's just not fair. Because there was other couples there that I know had missed together. You know, like, they might not have created a pattern or whatever, but we were terminated because we created a pattern. Because it snowed and we were sick. So we lost our jobs. Well, we were kind of freaking out, obviously. And some miracle of God happened. And from our previous job, we had 401k with those jobs. And both of us got our 401k checks from them. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought your 401k was just kind of like up and it transferred to you with jobs. But I guess you have to set that up like that. So Dana got a check for like $1,400. I got a check for like $1,200. She was there before me. And we were just like, wow, okay, we just lost our jobs, but we have this money. And we were like, we're just going to have to go ahead and move to Florida now, you know? And that same weekend, that Monday, my sister came and she surprised us. It was a surprise visit. And I was explaining to her about, you know, what happened with the job and everything. And by the way, with that money, me and Dana went ahead and paid bills with it. You know, like I paid my car payment and all that stuff. That way we didn't have to worry about it. And we were looking for another job. And my sister was like, well, you know, it might take some time to look for a job. And, you know, we didn't lose the house. We moved out of the house anyway. She was like, it's going to be really hard on y'all to find another job, and she was like, why don't you just move back to Florida, and you know, me and Dad will help with your bills until you get a job. And I was like really skeptical because I knew I wasn't going to be able to bring Dana. Like, they knew Dana and stuff, but it was like she didn't really say both of us. And I was like, okay, it's no big deal. I was like, well, what about Dana? And technically at the time it was my grandma's house. So my dad was like, you just talk to grandma. And like, my grandma and grandpa are kind of weird and, you know, skeptical about that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I moved. I did. By the end of that week, when my sister went to leave, I went with her. Because what I was going to do, I was like, okay, Dana, I know I have to leave. But what I'm going to do is they're going to help with my bills for now. I'm going to get a job. And I was going to work on getting us a place after that. Well, then, you know, I had credit card bills too, but I wasn't paying them. I was paying like my necessary bills with that 401k money. I was paying my car bill, my car insurance, and my phone bill. That's all I had. That's all I was trying to pay because I needed my phone. You know, jobs calling. Dana, I needed my car and I needed my insurance. So my dad paid that the first 2, maybe 3 months I was there. Here. And I got a job with TLC, is what it was called. I'm not there anymore. And it was just, you were like a sitter for old people. You went to their house and you sat with them and did stuff for them or whatever. And once I had that job, there was this other job that my dad wanted me to get, but I was not working at another call center, y'all. I hate the call center. It was awful. I hated it so much. But Dana's really into like an office job like that. And they were doing like interviews on the spot, hiring on the spot. And I went to my grandma and I was like, if I go get Dana and bring her down here, if she has a job interview, is it okay if she stays here? And my grandma said, yeah, that's fine. But she has to get a job. So she gets the interview with them. I go get her. She gets here and they're so shitty. Like, she had started working at the nursing home that her granny was at the time after I moved. And she was only there for like maybe a month. Then she moved here because it was kind of at random that I went and got her. So she goes to the job and they're like, if you haven't had a secure job for the last 6 months, then we don't want you. That doesn't make any sense. Places are so weird to get hired to nowadays. And so she started applying to all these other jobs. She almost had a job at a veterinary clinic, but they changed their mind, I guess. They wanted people with more experience, is what they said. And then she moved here in like April. Like end of April, beginning of May. I'm pretty sure. It might have been, I don't think it was March. I don't know. But she moved here and didn't get a job till after her birthday, which is in September. And I didn't think, my grandma would like that. But my grandma liked having her around, so it was okay. Because she did a lot of housework with grandma and all that kind of stuff. But that's why we moved here. And we had planned on moving here anyway, like in August. Like I said, we were going to save up and move here. But then my dad started talking to us about, my grandma wanted to downsize, but he wanted to keep this house because this house is huge. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but it's huge. And he was like, y'all can live here as long as you can, because he really wants me to pay off my credit card bills too. And I mean, I really want to too, because I need to get my credit up. And I think we're going to try, once we get our credit up, to actually like buy a house. I don't really, we will rent if we have to at the time. But I'd rather buy a house because we can bring my dog down. My mom is keeping my dog. I don't know if I've explained that or not. My Chihuahua, Carter, he's been with my mom actually for longer than we moved here, because she was trying to breed him with her Chihuahua. And she's just really grown attached to him, and she's like, you're not getting him back. And I'm like, I mean, if you really want him, it's okay. Like, because I get to see him all the time. She sends me pictures and videos of him all the time. He's the best little dog, and I would hate to take him from that, because he's got his little girlfriend there, and he loves all the dogs there. And so all me and Dana have now is Cash. I know that we had, I don't know if I'd shown her before, but we had a pit bull named Baby who was deaf. And when I moved Dana, it was really hard for her to take care of her by herself, because she was a runner and she got out all the time. And it was really easy when I was there because I had a car. And if she saw my car, she'd jump in. And Dana lived with Erica at the time, and she didn't really know Erica's car that well. And I said, I don't want her to go anywhere that I know that she'll get overbred or, treated bad or used to fight or whatever. So before I moved, I was looking at places in Lexington at the time that were like pit bull paradises. And I was like, okay, I'll find a place like that. There was this one that I really liked that they brought them in. They had like a small facility, but they found people to foster them that had fostered the same ones with the same cases before. So I was like, that would be perfect for her to have like a one-on-one, someone that has experience with a deaf dog. But they were overbooked, or not booked, but like overfilled. And it was really hard to find somewhere before I moved. And I told Dana that she wasn't to go like anywhere that, like, she had to go to their house, had to trust it. I said, put it on Craigslist, find a veteran that would really need it, because she was the best and gentlest dog. Like, our niece Gracie, she nannied Gracie. She followed her around and made sure she was okay. And like, she was never rough with her when they played, nothing. Like, she was the best dog. And so Dana put her on Craigslist, and this veteran did reach out to her. And I guess, I think it was something that she was too big, because she was like as tall as I was when she stood on her back legs, and she weighed like 100 pounds, 120 pounds. She was a big dog. And one of Dana's friends actually lives on a farm, and she had another pit bull and like a bunch of other animals. I mean, she lived on a farm, and she was like, I was like, she's a runner, you know, like I said, she was a runner. So she would get out, and she needed like a big yard to just run around and play, and that's what she needed, because she loved it. She loved being outside, but when we had her outside, we had to chain her up to something, because otherwise she'd be gone, like just gone. There was no catching her. She was so fast, and you can't call for her, she's deaf. And the girl was like, it's all fenced in, she wouldn't be able to get out, all this stuff. And Dana talked to me about it. Dana went to the house, you know, checked it out, and now they have her. And lo and behold, like a month later, she popped out puppies from Cash. She had puppies with Cash. Oh my gosh, me and Dana, we cracked up. And they were kind of funny looking, because he's an Australian Shepherd, Great Pyrenees, and she was a pit bull. I mean, they did look a little funny. But that's what happened to her, and she's doing really good. The girl updates us all the time on her, sends us pictures of her. She's so beautiful. I miss her a lot. I wish I could keep her, but, you know, like I said, they have her, and I would hate to take her from that. Just like Carter, I would hate to take her. She's really attached to my stepdad, or he is, I mean, and I would hate to take them from one another, because they're really attached, like I said. But like I said, I think me and Nana are gonna try and like maybe buy a house. I want, like, if I buy a house, I want it to be the house that I know I'm gonna live in for like the rest of my life. I don't want to have to like buy a house. I want to try and find like a dream home right off the bat. So, like I said, maybe we'll rent it first, but I don't know. But once we do get our own place, we are getting Cash. He's at Dana's mom's house right now, and he's doing really good there. We get updates on him too, but it's like, miss our dog, you know, miss our dog a lot. And it's gonna be nice to have our own place. But my dad wants us to stay with him until we get our credit card payments paid off. So we're working on that. Already are working on it. So hopefully, you know, that won't take too long. Probably like a year, another year here, and buy our own place, and it'd be pretty cool here. It'd be pretty cool to buy a place here and buy a place in Kentucky. That way when we go to Kentucky, we'd have a place that was ours to visit and have somewhere to stay. Because my mom's house is pretty cramped to stay because it's not that big, and then her mom's house isn't that big either, so it's pretty cramped to stay when we visit now. And I know that we want to visit a lot. I don't know, part of me wants to move back to Kentucky because the cost of living is so much cheaper, but it's like, I like it down here too, and you know, that's where Dana's from, is Kentucky, and she misses it a lot too, but she loves it down here, y'all. She does. But I told her if she ever wanted to move back under any circumstances, I would try and make it happen if we could. You know, it might not be like as soon as she tells me, but you know, I would make it happen, because I know that if I really wanted that she would do that for me. And you know, I don't care to live either place. I like either place. Pretty flexible when it comes to that. It's just, I don't want to move around a lot. That's the thing. I don't care to live in either place, but I'm not going to sit there and, you know, 1 year be here, 1 year be there. That's the only issue. And we really like it here. And like I said, we love our jobs here. I don't know where we would work if we moved to Kentucky. I have no clue. So like I said, that's why we like it here. We have a good job, get our stuff together, and we'll do good. But I hope that explained a whole lot of stuff. This video is going to be so long when I post it. I might go ahead and post it today, you know, without Dana putting any input, and I'll just be like, you vlog something else, because, you know, this one's already going to be long. Like, this video right now is 24 minutes long, plus everything else. So I go ahead and upload this. So, surprise! Okay, I'm going to go inside now. Alright guys, so I'm back home. I was back home when I was talking to you just a second ago, but I rambled. So, I'm back home. I think that's gonna be all for this vlog because it's so long. Hopefully I can upload it today. I'm gonna try at least. So Dana's obviously not gonna be in it. I'll just have her do something for the majority. I'm gonna try to upload, you know, a lot more now. So, I'll put my lamp that I got on Snapchat. Y'all see it in the laundry baskets and stuff. Alright, see y'all next time.